الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. سبحانك لا فهم لنا إلا ما فهمتنا إنك أنت الجواد الكريم. والرب زدني علما. قال الإمام النووي رحمه الله تبارك وتعالى ونفعنا بعلومه في الدارين. قال الخامس عن أم المؤمنين أم سلمة هند بنت أبي أمية رضي الله عنها عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه قال: إنه سيستعمل عليكم أمراء فتعرفون وتنكرون، فمن كره فقد برئ، ومن أنكر فقد سلم، ولكن من رضي وتابع. قالوا: يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ألا نقاتلهم؟ قال: لا، ما أقاموا فيكم الصلاة. رواه مسلم. معناه: من كره بقلبه ولم يستطيع إنكارا بيده ولا بلسانه فقد برئ من الإثم وأدى وظيفته، ومن أنكر فبحسب طاقته فقد سلم من هذه المعصية، ومن رضي بفعلهم واتبعهم فهو العصي. So continuing with the chapter of enjoining the right and forbidding the evil, the fifth hadith mentioned is from al-Mu'mineen As-Sayyidah Salima radiyallahu ta'ala anha. She mentions that Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam said, إِنَّهُ سَيُسْتَعْمَلُ عَلَيْكُمْ أُمَرَاءُ, that ultimately there will be rulers and umara that will be appointed upon you. And فَتَعْرِفُونَ وَتُنْكِرُونَ, and you will recognize some of what they do and you will not recognize other things that they do. In other words, you will recognize some of what they are going to do and tell you to do is according to Sharia, and you will recognize this as being right. There'll be other things they're doing that are going to be wrong, that you won't recognize and you won't approve of because it's against Sharia. So, فَمَنْ كَرِهَ فَقَدْ بَرِيَ, so who dislikes and hates that from his heart, so he is free from itham, and he won't be accountable, along with those people who are perpetrating that, those rulers or those leaders who are perpetrating such things. وَمَنْ أَنْكَرَ فَقَدْ سَلِمَ, and who objects and makes an effort to, stop that or change that. So قَدْ سَلِمَ, so he will be secure, he will remain unharmed from the ill effects of the actions of those rulers or leaders. وَلَكِنْ مَنْ رَضِيَ وَتَابَعَ, but those who actually are, they are pleased or they're happy with such, unacceptable behavior, and they follow along with that knowingly and willingly, those are the people who are going to also be considered to be among the perpetrators and the followers of wrong action, and they will be accountable thereby. So on hearing that, the Sahaba said, قالوا يا رسول الله ألا نقاتلهم, so Ya Rasulullah, should we not fight these rulers and these leaders? So this is a very critical thing that we need to understand. So Rasulullah قال لا, no. ما أقاموا فيكم الصلاة, as long as they are establishing salat, then you're not to fight with them and undertake an armed conflict against them. Yes, sir. So now, of course, that's within the limits. So as we mentioned earlier on, that Islam is a way of, there's a system and there's a hierarchy, and there is, we don't need civil strife unnecessarily. When there's unnecessary strife, then what happens is everything shuts down. The entire society is affected, families are affected, individuals are affected. So there's always going to be discrepancies. So as long as they are establishing prayers and they're not ordering, for the disbelief, they might have, and this has been the case in Islamic history. We've had rulers who themselves indulged in wrong things, in various sins. They were not perpetrating that, or they weren't ordering people to do it, but it was known that they were doing things. So do we jump up and start an armed conflict against them? No. We are to advise them, we are to make an effort, and tell them and go to them. Don't stand on the corner and shout to the people. Go to them and talk to them and advise them. Pray for them as well. So as long as they are establishing the arkan, the tenets of Islam, then we are to follow, but we are not to approve and we are not to follow in things which are going against Sharia and going against Sunnah Allah. طاعة لمخلوق في معصية الخالق. There is no obedience to the creation when it is in disobedience to the Creator. وبالله تبارك التوفيق وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم.